Hello, hello. How's it going, gamers? We're back. Sorry for the late start today. We can go a little later than normal, though. So, I think it'll all come out in the wash. Let's get cooking here on our doors. We're trying to integrate doors into our game that we can place within the tile map. There's a problem somewhere. So, we implemented the first version of the code yesterday. We were kind of rushing at the end a little bit, though, so... So we need to go through and check everything here. Try to understand what's going wrong with our logic. All right, let's make a little area. Doesn't really matter what kind of area. So if we switch to a door here. So for one thing, this is wrong. I guess part of the problem is we don't have an invalid door sprite. But I think for this one, what we want to default to is a single door. What's interesting is it is picking the right direction. The positioning is off, is one issue that I think we're noticing. It should be over by another 4. Okay, so the positioning is off. Obviously, we're not picking the right kind of door, so we should probably start with that. The fact that this doesn't change is curious. The fact that it's also rendering the white, not white, but you know, the light gray walls in a response to this is also curious. So we've got some hull type issues. The floor is also not rendering correctly either. So that's interesting. Like you can see a floor outline. So yeah, there's some weird stuff. We probably didn't account for doors in all of our hull checks. All of our various type checks. So we'll do that. I want to get this default preview door ready. I want to flip this. I'm going to flip this logic and say 13 if door tiles and door double is door double. Again, this shouldn't be a flag. I need to change this to not be a flag. I need to change this to just be part of the door type. But I don't have the door script up yet, so we're going to save it for that. So what it should do now, at least, is it should default. Yeah, here we go. It's defaulting to a single door, which I think is reasonable. So if we place a room here, and then we place a door. So interestingly, if we place a door, nothing happens. Man, the bots are out in force today, huh? I can't see this person's name. Can I just copy their name? Oh no, this was restricted. Oh good, nobody's seeing these. Can I just ban this person from this page? There we go. Yeah, so what's interesting is when we click down, it goes away. So I know where that problem probably is. I do like that we're at least getting the direction correct. I don't like that the halls are considering this door space as a sealed compartment. That is wrong. Curious to see where that's happening. Yeah, let's look at that next. So over here in the star dock. So does this place blocks? Yeah, okay, so the place blocks doesn't have a match equivalent for door. So that's easy. So we just add a door. So flag dot block dot door. And I think we use the same logic as with floor. This is interesting. Why do I have this here and not on the other two? Huh. Okay. Sure, that'll matter eventually. All right, we'll lay out another room here. Ah, okay. So we do want this here. I don't know why this wasn't included here. Probably just an oversight. Okay, so now the change is instant, which is cool. Can we draw these now at least? Okay, so we are replacing the wall, but we're not drawing the door. Interesting how this only works under preview. Oh, what the? Oh, no, that's just a line behind it. Okay. Curious. So I also want to look at the partitioner because I think the partitioner has some weird opinions about doors. Okay, so we agree that they're not starting tiles. We need to add an and here. So if tile blocks is a wall or tile blocks is a door. Hydrate by NanoDev. Hey, NanoDev. Thank you. Thank you for the hydrate. Welcome in. How's it going? I stuck around and watched, I lurked and watched you play Jern Jam games for a while. How'd you like them? Did you get through enough? I know you said you were going to play all of them, which is bold words. I don't love this way I'm doing this ore, but I actually want to be able to see it. I don't love that. I also don't love that. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be happy with any of those kinds of arrangements, code aesthetic wise. There's some real bangers. Some are very jam game. Not even halfway through. You got a couple more days. Oh, same. You can't get working. Yeah, that's the way. I couldn't get a web build working in my last jam game, which was for the solo dev jam, and it was heartbreaking because like nobody got to play it. But it's all right. So we're working on my auto tiling system, which lets me build these structures. We have a flood fill system that can tell whether a room is like inside, whether it's an interior space or it's exposed to the outside world. So the light gray is an interior space, the mid gray is an exterior space, and the dark gray is a face that like has something directly against it. So we've got this whole big auto tiler thing, and I'm trying to add doors to it. Oh, this is interesting. So this door considers itself inside. It's switching to the light color. Even though it's really, from this perspective, it's tough because this is an interior door from this side, and this is an exterior door because it's facing the outside. I need a distinction. I need a way of distinguishing that. Okay. That I can do. We also have a problem. Oh, this becomes hollow. So we're not actually placing these doors if this becomes hollow when I place this door here. Interesting. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a long time. We've been working on this a while, and it's just a set of tools. There's really no game here yet, but we're hoping to get towards some kind of FTL-like game that's a little more. It's like the 3D chess of FTL faster than light. So you're gonna have multiple decks, and like turbo lifts bringing people up and down to different decks, and like. I'm excited for the direction it's going, but we're addressing some hard problems right now, like doors. Because yeah, I think it was you that famously said doors can also be helicopters. Or is it that a helicopter is itself a door? I don't remember. I don't remember the details. That's pretty much just philosophy from it in my mind, but. But yeah, I was originally laying some of these ships out by hand, and I could not. It's just the sheer amount of outlining and stuff that was going on was just like way too complicated. I was like, and tile map layer came out, so these are all separate tile map layers. And actually, each of these levels has 7 tile map layers on it. It has 3 for the wall structures, 3 for the floor structures, and then 1 for the doors. And it will only grow. So this is a crazy auto tiler that takes in like dozens of different tile map layers and handles it all. Well, that's interesting. Okay, that makes sense. At the moment, this tool set will really let you make some stupid stuff that's invalid. I need a better system for constraining that. First, what I need to do is figure out why when I try to place a door, it's not becoming a permanent structure. That's maybe the main problem here. The other thing is some of the flood filling. I maybe need to rethink some of the flood filling stuff. It looks like the walls are being included in spaces to an extent. And I need to stop that from happening. Like, the walls themselves need to not belong to a compartment. And I think at the moment they do. Let me see if I can parse this real quick. So we add whatever tile. We add starting tile, which the starting tile is guaranteed to not be a wall or a door. Hey, you know, Moth has it hanging. Oh, the debugger was yelling at me during all of that. Condition P typed validate value use has is true, returning false. Tempted to use has a variable of type int into a typed array of type vector 3i. This is curious. Ship compartment 0 has positive y, has vector 3i. Huh. Oh, this isn't... I need to be doing this, maybe. Well, that answers one of our... That's potentially part of the problem. What am I trying to do here? So if the door tile type is an invalid door... Oh, if it's not an invalid door... Then we do all of this stuff. Hey, Tabugi. How's it going? Welcome in. So if the axis is X, and then we're asking, is the ship call compartments... So compartment 0 is the outer space. It's the 0th compartment of our series of compartments, which are all of the things that our flood fill algorithm returns. So we're asking if it has pos y, which is the wrong question. It's not pos y we need to ask. We need to ask if it has coords plus op block axis y. We need to ask this. Similarly, we need to ask this. So we were trying to plug in a flag. Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to plug an enum into dictionary. An array of dictionaries. So that should work now. Going good. Resting and eating before stream. Oh yeah, it's Wednesday. That's exciting. We're working on the auto tiler system here. We're working on incorporating doors. So if I place the door, is it there yet? No, it's something's happening where it's not being placed. And I feel like it's not being placed rather than not being drawn because of what's happening to the hull. Because when you punch like this is an interior compartment, And if you punch a hole in it by erasing a wall, it goes back to being outer space or exterior space. The same thing happens, not when we put a door in here, but when we try to place the door. So that's curious. It makes me think that the door is not being added to the block, the set of blocks, the tile block dictionary. We didn't get all those errors though this time. Oh, we got some errors. $57, $63, $69, dude, $72, $75. Oh, is it this? It's when I'm doing this. Doortile.access is doortile.access or flag.access.x. Ah. Interesting. That's fine. I don't think that actually has a practical implication. I mean, like, axis maybe doesn't need to be a flag. Because I guess you could have more than one axis, but, like, in practical terms, I'm, like, trying to determine the dominant axis. And in those cases, you'll only really ever have one. But I don't think that's just a warning. I don't think that's a real concern. It certainly wouldn't explain what's happening. Because the partitioner doesn't care about the appearance of the tile. It just cares about whether it's there or not. So here, we match our active block type. If our active block type is a door, pending blocks doesn't have that. It's inside this buildable area. Oh. I'm passing a floor. It's because we copied this chunk out from the floor. We need to pass in the door. I forgot. We want to pass in the block we want to place. We aren't just using the active block type now. The active block type is the one that the player has. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is that for the wall, we're doing a funny thing where we're able to just draw whole rooms, and that requires us to call this function with different types of blocks. So maybe we can place doors now? Maybe that fixes that core issue. Three. Place. Okay, what happens if I place two of them next to each other? Oh my god, do you see this? Do you see this, people? Look at this. I have a single door, and then I place another door, a second single door next to it. Watch me slide this in here. Bop. It becomes a double door. It's working. Double door action, single and double doors. Don't ask me what happens if we try to make a triple door. It's probably ugly. Yeah, it is. It like shoves a single door between two double doors. I love that. But that's why we need an invalid door type sprite, so we can handle that. All right, we can paint doors. Hold the door. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Enamoth. We can paint doors. We can paint the town doors. We still have to address this interiority. I don't know what you want to call it. Oh, that's going to be a huge pain in the ass, isn't it? We're going to need another set of wall sprites. We're going to need wall... Yeah, we're going to need wall sprites that are split in half, that are half dark, half mid the mid-tone gray and half the light gray. Then we need to add a check. Okay, I'm okay with this actually so far as far as what happens when you try to draw super long doors. It's okay. We're gonna need a better solution someday, but today is not that day. That's very pleasing. All right. There's a few outline issues maybe that we maybe need to address. But those are very minor issues. Let's try to get the doors the right color now. Let's try to figure that one out. Are the doors in the right spot is my other question. I think so. They look like they're in the right spot. Like they look positioned correctly. They look like they're right in the middle. What do I mean? It's just, I want them to be right in the middle of the wall because they're shorter than the wall. And I kind of just guessed where they should be, but it looks correct. I don't love the double outline thing that's happening with the double door, but I can live with it. Interesting. Yeah, we need the. I see a bunch of tiny problems, but they're all tiny. Some outlining problems, mostly. Yeah, let's get the doors colored the correct way. Let's do that. That seems like a good task. All right, and that happens here. No. Here? Maybe. I need to double check. Actually, before we do that, we need to double check our flood fill. I need to make sure that the flood fill is not adding doors or walls. So we initialize, we add the initial tile to the stack. While the stack isn't empty, we pull a tile off of the top of the stack. Top of the stack? Yeah, the top of the stack. That's what makes it a stack. So flood is the list of tiles we've tested. Fill is the list of tiles in a given room. So it's okay that we add this tile to the flood because we've tested it. I could probably name these better than fill and flood, but it is the flood fill algorithm. So you flood a bunch of tiles and you fill some of them. So if tile blocks has this tile, I could get rid of some of this. I didn't really totally understand the existence of get before. But here it doesn't really matter. I didn't understand that you can, when you use get, you can plug in a default value in case something doesn't have it. That's so awesome. Because then you're not null checking everything directly. I think I'm going to move away from calling has. If I need to operate on the value, if it has a value. So for this shouldn't be like this. This could just be, we could just get the tile. Or we could get the block. And then evaluate it. But it doesn't really matter. So if the tile blocks has this tile, and if the tile blocks tile is a wall, or if tile blocks tile is a door, we'll continue. Otherwise, we fill in this tile. Okay. So we should never be filling walls and doors. So I think the flood fill is working correctly. And then here's the trick though. I think for the next tile, we just look at all the neighbors. So we do the Z's first. We make sure that we haven't used it. And we make sure that the question this a little bit. I think this all works. At first glance, this all works correctly, so I don't think it's the flood fill. I think there's a problem with the display of it. That's the only problem with like separating the game data from the rendering data. You have to always kind of be sure whether the problem is in the rendering or the game. Is it like the problem in the actual game state, or is the problem in the rendering interpretation of the game state? And I think in this case the problem is in the rendering interpretation. Earlier the problem was in the game state itself. We like weren't recording the door into the game state correctly, but now I think the problem is here. Oh, maybe the error we're getting complaints. Oh, no, we fixed that error. I think this is where the problem is. So if the ship hull.compartments 0 has coordinates plus opposite block for the flag axis Y, for axis Y. So if we're an axis X door, that means we face along the X-axis, right? So why are we asking the axis Y opposite block? I think I mixed this up. I think I have this wrong. Yeah, I do have this wrong. I think it's just a simple matter of flipping this. I hope that's the case. Otherwise, I'm not quite sure where the problem is. All right, let's draw this. All right, okay, the door is the correct color here. Oops. Oh, I can't undo. We really need to get the undo redo and the serialization stuff correct. Oh. I broke the double door system. Okay, so I broke the double door system somehow. That's fine, we can fix that. Let's see if we at least fix the problem that we're trying to fix, which is to get the correct color of door here. Okay, we're getting the correct color of door. Oh, and it's working here. This is curious. So the double door works down here when I'm in a room like this. Yeah, I think the positioning of the double door is wrong. I think it's off by 1. Yeah, the positioning of the double door is not right. It's lower than the upper door. Okay. Why isn't the double door working up here, though? That's curious. So I don't think I broke that. I just think it never worked and I didn't test it. I only tested down here, but at least we're getting the right hull type now. Hold on while I extreme close up here so I can scrutinize this door. So if we look at the single door, yeah, it may be as simple as the double door is 1 pixel too low. Let's fix that and see if that works. Did I just make this a ternary? I don't love that I have to scroll all the way over to see the rest of the logic. Yeah. I don't prefer it only because of that, because it's less readable to me. I know I could get more horizontal space if I had like a proper IDE. But honestly, I like to be able to have 2 windows open side by side, so I don't think I'd actually have much more horizontal space than this. Concentration level almost inside the monitor. Yeah, that's what it takes sometimes. All right, we're fixing something. We're staying on task. We're fixing something about the door. Let's go back to the object, door, double door, sprite. No, the problem isn't with the sprite itself. There might be a problem with the sprite, honestly, but we don't know that because we're not using sprites. We're actually using proxies. We're actually using a tile atlas proxy for the doors. Yeah, here we go. So double door. What do we say we're gonna do? We're gonna raise the Y by 1, which is very weird, but it very well might work. Oh, these are oh. Should we raise them all by 1? Probably. We'll try that. Anyway, how are you doing, Enamoth? Oh, Forlansky, how's it going? Welcome in. We're getting the doors going. We got the doors auto-tiling. Yeah, we are dooring. It's adorable. I wish Kibus was here to witness that terrible pun. Look at this. We draw one door for Lansky. We put another door next to it. Oh, it doesn't work here. Hold on. That's a known error. Watch this. We put a door here. We put another door here. Bam, double door. Double door. Okay, we went the wrong direction with the tile stuff though. Single door, double door. Single door, double door. Call me Dumbledore, because I'm the master of doors here. We are not doing a triple door. I don't know how you would do a triple door, because at least a double door, you can just have the door recede along each side. How would you do that with a triple door? There's a tile in the middle. I mean, I guess from a visual standpoint, it doesn't really matter. What about doors inside the ship? Yeah, that already works. You know, that should work. Let me fix the tile set thing, and then we can draw some doors inside the ship. Don't give me excuses, give me results. I am tempted to have some, like, mega doors that are, like, cargo doors. Like, big cargo doors, but those would not run, I think. Like, those would not normally be opening and closing. And if they did, they would be, like, these huge exterior doors. But I don't know. I don't think the ship will ever be big enough that you'll want, like, a monstrous cargo door like that. I think for our purposes, for like FTL style purposes, a double door is fine. Okay, so we went the wrong way with this offset. We didn't need to go down, we need to go up. Which I always get wrong in Godot, because down is the new up in Godot. As Tom York famously observed. All right, let's try this. Let's try this arrangement. Would they span over multiple floors to allow like large machinery to load the cargo hold, for example? We could consider doing a 2x2 door. I am not against that as a concept. That's probably what we would do for a cargo bay, now that you're mentioning it. If we needed that for landscape, if we had like a 2-layer cargo bay, we would probably have a big 2x2 door. That would be cool. That would be hard to implement, but that would be cool. All right, so let's put a roof. Let's go down a level. And add a room. Now let's put a door, and let's put a second door. Ah, here we go. Okay, we got it. Oh, this is awesome. And if you'll notice, you can't actually see the wall tile behind the door. Like, it's hidden by a bit of outline. So we actually don't need to do a split wall thing like I was worried before, where you have a wall tile that's like half inside, half outside. But what we do need is for this wall to correctly evaluate where it is, which it's not currently doing. But yeah, but you know, you were saying like, can we draw walls, doors inside the ship? Totally. No problem. Here's one right here. Here's another. And another. And another. There's a little bit of an outline issue, but I think we can address that when we fix the hull type, because the hull type, like for here, a light gray hull type is correct because we're inside the ship. For these airlocks, the light gray type is wrong, and we need to figure out how to make that distinction. But first, I want to understand why when I make an exterior door, like up here, this doesn't work. What if I go down to a third level and do something similar? What if I make this area like here? What if I try to do it here? Okay, so right now, the double door system is only working when we're connected to a compartment. That's fascinating. I don't understand why that would be the case. Let's keep testing it a little bit. Okay, so what if we're like, what if we've got like a room here? This. Okay, so it works here. It works there. It does not work there. So it has something to do with the ceiling tile. There's something to do here where if we have a ceiling tile, the double door thing works. Like if there's a ceiling tile directly above us. But if there isn't, we're not doing it correctly. So we need to figure that out. Why is a ceiling tile required? Does it handle impossible placement? Looks like it won't let you put it on a corner. Oh, it does. It does. It does let you put it on a corner for Lansky. I'm just not doing it. You can definitely put a door on a corner. We are going to have an invalid tile sprite that we can put there for now, because this is only a tool that I'm going to use to build ships. That's not like a huge priority for me. But eventually we do want a rule system. Oh yeah, look at this. If we place a door here, it thinks the floor underneath it is in an interior space. That is wrong. But yeah, invalid door placement is something we want to filter for. But that's going to be a lot of work. And all it's really for is like the end user, like a mod maker or like a player who wants to build their own ship. In which case, we're going to need a lot of scrutinizing. Any kind of system like that will need to be heavily scrutinized and vetted. Yeah, it needs to prevent corner placement, triple door placement. It needs to prevent floaters. And so it needs to prevent, floaters for everything. So like if we have our main hull here, and then we add a door or even just a section of the ship over here, like a room or something. If these are not connected, then one of these is invalid. Like you can't just have floating structures. They would need to be connected to something. So, but that's hard because we would need to evaluate what the main structure, we need to figure out what the main structure was and what the minor structure was and invalidate the minor structure. Because yeah, you can't be just placing doors out in space. You certainly can't be doing that, placing grids of doors. For now, I don't really have anything for this, but interesting. Oh, that's because the doors are next to each other. Yeah, I don't have anything preventing you from doing this right now. Which is fine. But yeah, eventually we're going to need a very strong set of safeguards for this sort of system. Doors upon doors. It's doors all the way down. All right, so let's try to figure out this hull mismatch. That scratches your triple door itch, getting to see the 16x4 door. Yeah, exactly. What if it's a door cargo ship? That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, so where do we think that problem is? It's obviously not here. And it's not, I don't believe it's in the partitioner, so we need to then go through the... It's not in the hull layer, because the hull layer doesn't know about this stuff. The hull layer is very generic. And that's actually something, we need to re-implement the cutaway tile system in the editor, so I can actually see... I can see a little better. Oh, excuse me. There's a number of broken systems that I need to re-implement that we aren't currently using. Save and load, undo, redo. The tile cutaway system that lets you peer into a ship. But I feel like re-implementing those will be relatively easy compared to, you know, the original implementation. I did a huge project file cleanup, but I think I kept all of those files. All right, so let's figure out the door first. So is this an Atlas chord problem, or is this a when we're checking? It's not the problem for our hull types. I think our hull types are correct, but maybe not. Maybe that's not. So if ship hull.compartment 0 has this opposite block. This might be sort of where the problem is. So if ship hull.tileblocks chords is a wall, then we say we're a middle hull. This is gonna get complicated. No, I think I see. I think I see. I think I see a way. So what we do is we say if ship hull dot tile blocks this. Oops. So if we look at our opposite tile block. Oh no, we're not looking for the opposite one. We're looking. Oh no, we are looking for the opposite one. Because we're looking at it for each face. So for the face of the wall that's facing the door. We also need to make this and flag.block.door. We're going to move to a system where we have flags. For all this stuff. So if we're facing a door, then we want to look at the opposite block of the door. This is crazy. Okay, so what we're going to do is then say if you have to go now to solve those errors you made earlier. Oh no. Well, good luck. Good luck, you know. So then we're going to say all.tile blocks. This is where it gets kind of not great. And there's probably a better way to refer to this. So we're going to say plus op block dimension. We need the opposite of our dimension, though, is the problem. So we need to actually know what our dimension. We can say if dimension is flag.axis.y. Yeah, I need to take this flag thing out of the axes, maybe. Or take the axis thing out of the flag thing. Go a little longer today. I've got a dentist appointment a little later, so I'm taking the first part of the day off of work. So we'll go a little longer today, which is nice. So if our dimension is x, let's just, because we know it's not z because we checked that up here. So we'll say if it's x. I don't love this. I want a better system than this. Because basically we're saying if our neighbor is a door, we want to check the hull type of that door. Because that will determine our hull type. Or we want to check the hull type in front of that door. There's probably an easier way to do that, but this should work. What are we currently fixing? We're currently making the walls next to the doors the correct color, because right now they're always an inner wall, whereas sometimes they should be outer walls. If it's like an airlock door, you should be seeing the more mid-tone gray of the outer hull and not the light gray of the inner. So we're just adding a check for that, where we check what the door's hull type should be when we're checking its adjacent wall type. We also have ads starting imminently, so we'll probably take a short break when that hits. It's getting warm in here. Yesterday was the hottest day of the year for San Francisco. Today is looking not quite that hot, which is good. The weekend is looking really nice, which is good for me. Although part of me wishes I was stuck inside doing Ludum Dare this weekend, but instead I will be out at a music festival down the street in this enormous park. All right, so if our dimension is axis, so we can ask if ship hull maybe we should check this. Variable op block. Maybe we just store the op block and we get this here. Is that helpful? Maybe, maybe not. Stop, it's freezing here. Never got a proper summer this year. Oh, that sucks. We almost didn't get a real summer, but it's here. It's here, and we're getting about 2 weeks of real summer. All right, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm just gonna stretch my legs. All right, I'm back. All right. All right, so we need to know what our dimension is. So if this is our dimension, then we say if Paul dot tile blocks chords. This is where it gets stupid. Chords plus op block dimension plus op block flag dot axis dot y. I don't love this. Maybe I should just say something like variable op chords equals chords plus op block dimension I don't really need to necessarily make a variable for this stuff, but this is becoming unreadable. Especially here. I'm like kind of tempted to put a reference to ship hull.tileblocks in the hull layer, in the ship layer here, so that like I can just refer to it without invoking the ship hull object, because it would still just point to it eventually. Like I don't think I get anything from referring to it as the ship hull.tileblocks, but whatever. I'll do it for now. So what we're checking here is let's finish this refactor real quick. Okay, so we're checking the space in front of the door. So if this is, so if the ship hull's tile blocks at the opposite coordinates plus this additional opposite offset here for flag Y is so what are we looking for? We're asking if, oh no, I know what we're doing. We're just asking if it belongs to the compartments. We're just asking if ship hull dot compartments 0 not has this set of coordinates. And if it does, say door axis. Door axis is flag dot axis dot x if dimension. We're going to say flag dot axis dot y if dimension is flag dot axis dot x, else flag dot axis dot x. Okay, so we'll put a ternary here because we don't know. Well, we can reduce the we're making a bad thing here where we're presuming that some of this data is in a good state, which I don't love doing, but for an initial version, I think that's fine. All right, let's see if this works for the walls, and if it does, we'll redo it for the doors. Okay, it does not seem to have done anything different. That's curious. So why isn't that doing anything? I'm out of coffee. Tragic. So I have to start drinking water. Make sure I know what time my dentist appointment is. Okay, I do. All right, so why did this do nothing? Oh, because there's no LF here. Furlansky with the hydrate. Thank you, Furlansky. I'll have another glass of water just for that. You're more redeeming when I do the action rather than redeeming to cause it at this point. Whatever works. But I feel obliged to do an extra drink just for that. Anyway, I'm usually on the verge of dehydration anyway, so can't hurt. All right, so I think the LF was the culprit because I think we did all this and then we just passed into the next state. And it just, yeah, okay, so we default to inner. That's part of our problem. Unless another cause forces us to be otherwise. Should work now. So we'll make a ceiling. Kind of need more of a gadget or a... I can use the coloring of the walls to know where the floor was that I drew above it, but I need some kind of tool to help me draw across layers. Okay, there we go. So the wall is dark gray when it's used as part of this airlock, and it should be light gray when used as part of an inner door. All right, we did it. What we need to do now is do the same thing for the floors, because right now the floors are still the wrong color. Triple door. You have 28,500 points. Do you theoretically hold the power to drown me? Yes, I should probably put a limit on the hydrate so that I'm not killed. I need to add a few more high roller channel rewards for people that save up. Huh. Well, triple door behaves weirdly, but I feel like triple door would be expected to behave weirdly. We still need to figure out why the double door thing isn't working when there isn't a ceiling. But let's fix the floor thing first because I have a better understanding of how to do that. Oh god, this system is totally different than the other one. Why is this structured totally differently? Okay, so the floor is curious about the tiles beneath it. That's fine. Let's make the op block variable. The op coords variable, excuse me. So we can plug that in everywhere. All right, so we can ignore this second half of the code. What we are interested in is right here. Oh, wait, what? Oh, if dimension is z, yes, yes. This is what we're interested in. We would say if ship hull dot tile blocks coords and flag dot block dot door is flag dot block dot door. We'll add the and here too. If I haven't flag, I want to try to be treating the flag as a bit flag in every case. There's a couple of flags I have that shouldn't be flags, so I'm not doing it super consistently, but it's only because I plan on changing those to not be flags at some point. Ship hull.tile blocks coords is a wall. If our ship hull is a wall, what the fuck? Oh, okay. We're checking below. Never mind, never mind. That is correct. I was like, I'm working on the floors. What's happening? Okay, so we do this. So we check to see if it's a door. If it is, then we ask if... oh, shoot. Then we need to... okay. Now we have a problem. Because the floor needs to... okay. The floor needs to know what axis the door is. How are we going to do that? It needs to be able to independently determine it without referencing to the door directly. I guess we just need to replicate the logic. That kind of sucks. We can't do the same thing with the walls because the wall has a directionality to it that the floor does not. I mean, the floor has it, but it's not helpful. I know what I'm going to do. Variable pos x equals ship hull dot tile blocks dot get op coords plus op block flag dot axis dot x. Default value of flag dot block dot empty. I love get. I love the dictionary get with the default value. It's like so cool. Pick a tile, redeemed stretch. Thank you. Thank you. Hike a tile. We're working on tiles. Is that what drew you here? Welcome to the channel. If I could be better phonetically pronouncing your name, let me know. Variable pos y is the same as this. just with the axis flipped. Okay, so we declare these, and now we just check. Now we just check to see which of these. We'll say if pos x is pos x and flag dot block dot hold on. How do we do this here? You were wondering if I use a depth check texture like in Sims 1. Not specifically. Let me see if I can figure out a little more what you're talking about. Are we talking about how the Sims 1 was able to do its occlusion stuff? They used a depth texture for each sprite. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look into this more. No, I'm not explicitly using this. I'm kind of just using Godot's built-in z-indexing stuff. Godot is pretty good because Godot itself has a scene tree, and all of the objects in the scene tree can Y-sort amongst themselves or be organized by their own, like you can manually specify a z-index. You can do a lot of that stuff pretty easily. And not have to worry about it. I want to read more into that though, about how the Sims addressed that back in the day. That seems pretty cool. Right now I'm thinking about bit flags. So I want to see. So what we're going to do here, we're going to say if posx and flag block dot wall is equal to flag dot block dot wall, or posx and flag dot block dot block dot door is equal to flag dot block dot door. Okay, so if this tile is either a wall or a door, that's what we're looking for. Actually, we're trying to find the one that's not, right? Actually, what we want to see is flag.block.floor is equal to flag. We want to see whether the tile is either a floor or it's empty, not the opposite. We don't want to see if it's a wall or a door. And I don't want to do it that way, because if I do it that way, then I need to expand this for every type of object. I want the opposite. I want to know whether this tile is empty or if it's just a floor. That's what I want to know. Because if it is, then it might be... Okay. So if that's the case, then we can check. Now we can check the if hull. We can say hull types chords equals hull dot hull chords equals hull dot outer. if ship hull. So if the ship hull compartments lists this as outer space, 0 dot has op chords plus op block flag dot axis dot x. Else all dot inner. We're gonna not use a ternary because again I can't fucking see anything. All right, so if that doesn't work, we'll elif same thing but with the other. Up with y. Okay, that should do it. It's looking pretty ugly, but it might work. Okay, this is kind of cool, but the outlining is not working correctly. Or maybe it is. Oh, it is. It's just our little grid system is obscuring it. It works correctly over here when you see it over here. And does it work correctly for the inside? No, not really. Okay, so it's okay, yeah, it's not working for the inside, just for the outside. So now I don't know what it's doing. Hard to tell because of the outlines if it's picking the correct color. I think it is though. I think it's picking the outer color 100% of the time, which is wrong. That's just the opposite kind of wrong. Okay, so let's figure out why that is. So if our dimension, so if we're working on our own deal here, if our dimension, oh, this is wrong. I think. Yeah. Yeah. It's not op chords. We don't want op chords. Op chords actually only goes down here. I see. I see what was wrong. We just want our own chords. We were trying to look at a different level of the ship. I'm a little concerned I broke something. Op chords. We do use op chords here. So let's put this back up here. So op chords does go down here. Op chords is just the coordinates of the opposite block for the face that we're considering. So, but we don't want to use it everywhere. We were using it in too many places. This should be correct now. Should give us what we want. Nope, and then I just close the window. All right, let's throw these doors in here. Okay, so this is the gray for the outer. This is correct. Aha! It's doing the floor for the inner correctly now. Oh, look at that. There's still a bit of an Atlas chord issue. And that actually is an issue with the floor, not with the walls. And it seems to be only affecting it sometimes. Yeah, we're missing a little chunk of outline. But otherwise, this is mostly working. Yeah, we're missing a little chunk of outline here as well. Why is that? Oh, I see. Yeah, we might need some corner pieces for our auto tiler to really get the auto tiling look that we want. Maybe not. Maybe this is fine. We'll have to see. Oh, it's not working here. Why is it not working for this side? So it's working for both sides internally. But this side, on the exterior, it's doing the wrong thing. On this side, it's doing the correct thing. So on the x-axis side, it's good. On the y-axis side, it's not good. Did I just not replicate the behavior completely? Ah, yeah. Didn't name all the variables exactly the same. Should work now. Confirm that real quick here before we move on to fixing this ceiling problem. No, that didn't fix it. Huh. Okay. It's weird that it's working for the interior, But it's not that weird because the default is to make it an interior tile. The external is like a special case as far as this stuff is concerned. Yeah, when positive Y belongs to the compartment, that's the problem. So there's still a problem down here, which means I probably also failed to copy everything over correctly. Berlansky, doors look so good as the first detailed object being placed. They bring the space theme into the mix and you love it. Yeah, me too. That's why I spent a week on the animations. I spent so long on animating these things. I can't wait to get them moving. The double door one was way more important, and we actually have already prepared for the camera rotation, because this is also currently the only object that needs to be redrawn during a camera rotation. So we have a flipped version of the door, and so this will be the door from the other side. Hard to tell if I just swap it without calling it out too much, but the line is the opposite. So it's the sweep is opposite. So we'll be able to rotate the camera and continue drawing the doors consistently. NCB, all shades of me. Hello, chat. Hello. Hello, NCB. How are you doing? All right. So why is one not like the other is the question here. Or how is one of these not like the other? They look the same now. So why is the Y behaving differently than the X? I'm really hoping it's not a compartment issue. I don't think it is, because I really don't think we add walls and doors and stuff. It could be a flag issue. No, it doesn't really make sense why it would work along the X-axis but not the Y. NCB is talking to us, not you, streamer. Hello, NCB. Oh, we're good. It's a warm day in the city here. I'm enjoying it. Yesterday was our hottest day of the year so far. It felt good. Another day like it. Gotta go to the dentist in a bit, so not looking terribly forward to that, but otherwise, pretty good here. Hello, Pheasant SC2. Welcome to the chat. Welcome back, I should say. All right. So this is really annoying because as far as I can tell, these things are identical. And yet we're getting different behavior between them. Because we're getting the correct... We're basically trying to make sure that the walls and the floors are drawn correctly along with the door. And we're getting the correct colors here. For both axes, if they're interior doors, we're getting the right colors for the floors and the walls. For the exterior doors along the x-axis, we are as well. But when I put an exterior door along the y-axis, the floor is wrong. The floor is drawn incorrectly. The floor is being drawn as if it's a interior tile, not an exterior one. So that's the problem that we're addressing right now. Why these are different. Then we'll tackle some other stuff. There's a lot of why, and why in quick succession. You need subtitles. Yeah, I'm really bad at that. I get a lot of criticism for not really pronouncing stuff very well. I have that West Coast drawl, so T's and D's are almost always pronounced the same for me. I pronounce most of my T's as D's, so it is. I know it's not very clear what I'm talking about a lot of the time. Can I talk about what I'm making? Oh yeah, sure, NCB. I'm sorry I did not ask. Please tell us what you're making. I'm excited to hear it. All right, I feel like what I've written is not what I think I've written, and I think that's probably part of the problem here. So let's go by line here real quick and just make sure that what I've got is the same. So this is the same everywhere. This is only if we're dealing with a door. This whole, oh God, this whole block here. This is just for doors. Walls are good. Floors are good. And we're only concerned with the z-axis of the floors, which is the floors that, you know, face up, which floors often do. You are making a Souls-like. You started a few weeks ago, and now you're learning Godot and programming. 3D, nice, a 3D Souls-like. That is an impressive undertaking. I made my first 3D Godot game a month or two ago. It was fun. I'm much more comfortable in 2D. But Godot is, I mean, yeah, it sounds like you're using Godot. Forlansky, you started one, but you parked it. Love to get back to it, though. Yeah, Souls-like does not seem like an easy undertaking, either to play or to make. All right, so why is this wrong? So pause X correlates to flag axis X. Pause Y correlates to flag axis Y. Pause X and flag block floor is the same as a flag block floor, or if pause X and flag block empty is block empty, yeah. If ship hall compartment 0 has coordinates plus opposite block for flag axis X, yeah. Yeah, these really shouldn't be a flag, should they? 1, 2, 4. 0, 1, 2, 4. Oh, okay. Did I change that to be a dictionary? I think I did. I think everything's okay. Let me make sure that's true. Whole layer. It's a dictionary. Flag axis X is, yeah, okay, I did change. I ran into that problem before and I fixed it. Okay, so that's not the problem. Oh yeah, there is a Discord. I would love to see progress of it. Oh, we just hit our follower goal. Thank you, NCB, all shades of me. You got us to our follower goal of 220. You did the 3D models, you're doing the animations, parry and attack system. Awesome, you're doing it all yourself. That's really impressive. Yeah, our Discord is small, but it's growing. It's a pretty small channel, a small community. But we're pretty much all Godot. Well, a lot of us are Godot devs, so we'd be happy to help as well. you know, answer questions. There's a troubleshooting channel. Hasn't really been used much, but yeah, I really appreciate that. Really appreciate the follow. All right, so why is this different? Why are we getting different behavior out of identical code? So I'm still confirming that this code is identical. It looks identical. Except for the, obviously, the variable name swap. Maybe it's getting caught in the first case. And never making to the second case? That doesn't totally make sense. Because the first case shouldn't, if we're on the y-axis, we shouldn't catch that. We shouldn't catch it like that because there should be a wall or a door there. That's why I wanted to check for a wall or a door rather than check for a floor and an empty. I think checking for the floor or the empty is better. Why? Yeah. Why does it have to be the Y? If it was the X that was the problem, at least it would be more clear what the be more clear what I'm talking about. This is right. This is right. There's some presumption I'm making here that's incorrect, and I'm curious to see what it is. It could be a compartment issue. Let me try this one more time here. Let's make a small area. I could be coming up against the edge of the map, which shouldn't cause a problem. That might actually have been the problem. No. We're still running into it. Hold on. Let me make this a little smaller here. Oh, yeah. So it's not that. So weird. Post all the progress you made? Awesome. I'm going to check that out. Let's check that out right now. Because I am not sure what to do about this. I love these characters. I love the little mushroom heads that these guys have. Some little knife swing animations. Nice. See this parry animation. Getting the swings and the parries to line up will be tricky, but that'll look so cool. Dung. Dung. Nice. I can't do any 3D art. Cool that you're doing all the animations in Godot. That's definitely like a hard way to do it. But I think that's very flexible. That would allow you a lot of flexibility in the implementation. Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing. Welcome to the Discord and the channel. We're happy to have you here. I'm excited to see how this project progresses. You're gonna have a lot of dungeons. AI meant to imitate players. Oh, interesting. In fact, everything wants to kill gank you. That sounds about right for a Souls-like. But it sounds like you're gonna be more aggressive. They're gonna be like maybe less just kind of patrolling until they run into you. Gotta hop, good luck. Yeah, thanks for Lansky. Thanks for hanging out today. We'll probably wrap it up soon. I gotta get ready to go to this dentist. And I'm really not sure what I'm doing wrong here. So let's put that on hold and let's try to fix this issue with this lack of ceiling thing. Because right now the double door system is not working if there isn't a ceiling. And that's perplexing. So pause Z might have something to do with it. We're checking here. We're saying a pause Z is flag.block.empty. It's invalid. Ah, so we're flagging the door as invalid if there isn't a block above us. That's why it's not working. Yeah, that's correct. Because the doors aren't gates. Okay, so that's not a bug. That's intended behavior. Main focus is the game and the combat and the lore. Yeah, that makes sense. We're spending a lot of time on systems for this game so that eventually we can just get to a lot more of the mechanic stuff and the story stuff. But we're spending a lot of time. So if we make a section up here that's exposed and we try to do our door thing, it's just not going to work correctly. It's just so these should not be single doors. These should actually be getting rendered as invalid blocks. But I don't have an invalid block sprite yet. I'm kind of torn about how to make it look correct. Oh man, even here, look at this. Even when we're outside. Oh, okay. I want to check something. Let's reset all of this. So here, that's correct. That's wrong. This is correct. It's correct. Okay, so we're actually just hard-coded flipping this floor to inner hull if it's the y-axis. There's no checks. It's just hard-coded. It just looks correct when we go down to this layer, but it's blindly doing it. Whereas up here, it's actually looking at it. The X one's actually evaluating correctly and giving us the right floor for the given. Okay. I'm gonna snooze the ads. Another thing you have planned are enchants for armor and weapons. Oh, that'll be cool. Okay, okay. Interesting. So an enchant that explodes on every hit, enchant that makes you faster, enchant that makes you take less damage. Yeah, yeah. All that good stuff. Let's make this not an LF. And see if that does it for us. No, that didn't do it. So it's So even if it's like, even if we know we're getting into the next check, it's not, we're not doing it. Interesting. Oh, it worked here. Why does it work there? Oh no, now we flipped it. And now it's the x-axis that's having the problem and not the y. Oh, interesting. I see. Oh, what the F is this? So if ship hauled at tile blocks, cowards, and flag block door. So if we are a door, we're just looking to see. I really hope this is an issue with the partitioner. I need to wrap it up soon, but I really want to fix this bug. Oh my god, it's this pause y and flag.block.empty. I think this is causing the problem. Because and flag.block.floor is fine. This needs to be an or. Actually, it doesn't need to be an or, it's just pause y. That's just me being a little unclear about bit flags. I think that was it. So X is working. What about Y? All right, Y is working. All right, we did it. We fixed the issue. There's still a bit of an outline bug here, but we can tackle that tomorrow. And we still need to consider making corner variants for some of these sprites. That would be a lot of work for maybe not much gain, but we'll think about it. Okay, the floors are swapping correctly now. I just see one remaining bug with the wall, with the floors in some cases here. All right, well, that's awesome. This is great progress for today. These doors were not in here at the beginning of the day. They were not in here at all, and now they're here. We can paint double and single doors. So that feels like great progress. Tomorrow we'll fix this last little error, and then maybe we'll get an invalid block. Invalid tile block. We'll have to think about how we want to do that. All right. Off to the dentist with me. Yeah, thanks, Pheasant. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the heat. Yeah, you too. NCB, it was nice to see you. And welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us here in this little community. Good luck on your project. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye.